Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie Ruth Designs. Today we're going to be working in the pink journal, and I'm going to be doing the center spread. Um, I have a pretty little idea for this page here, and I'd love to have you stick around because it might be something different than you've seen other people do. And I had thought about this page. I don't think personally it's a good page to journal on. I did not want to add, any little additional paper with lines on it. I thought it would take away. So I would just like to embellish this page and make it a feature page. So I'm going to show you what I have in mind and how I'm going to do it. I'm going to set that over to the side. So one thing that I've done throughout the years, when I used to make my banners for my customers, I made custom Christmas pennants, and they were 6x9 in size. The pennant itself was 6x9, and I made them in 3, 5, 7, and 9 pennant garland strands. And I embellished them in a vintage way. And what I used on them were Christmas cards, but I didn't use them in the traditional way. So here is an example of one. This is one of my favorite Christmas cards. And what I used to do is, and this is a great idea for you to do, if there's an image, a particular image or images that you would like to use in your junk journal, and you can't find them, you don't want to buy them, but you have Christmas cards, use them. So what I do is I copy the cards so they're on my computer, then I throw them over into whatever uh, processing program I have, and I can change the sizes on them. So you can see this here. This is kind of a salmon color here. All of a sudden the sun went in, and I feel it's a little dark here. So this is a salmon color. So when I photocopied this, you can see I enlarged them because I needed them a particular size. And I changed the color. I made them more pink. I'm going to be using these in the journal at some point. And when I made the garlands, I would glitter these up. So as an example, and you can still glitter and put them in your journal. So here's an example as to how I would glitter some of my pieces. Now these were one card, okay? Now you can see the size of these. These are actually a really good size, but these were all on one card, and I think they might have overlapped a little bit, something like this on the card. And what I did was I made well, they couldn't have overlapped because I cut them straight out, but I made a copy of the card, and then I separated out each deer, and then I cut it out. I fussy cut it out. And then you can see how I glittered. I would just glitter like this here. I did just around the outside bow, and I did her little mistletoe up on top, a little bit in her eye there just to enhance it a little bit. So that's one there. And then this one here with the holly and the bells around her neck. I just would take my decoupage glue, and I would just paint, and then I would just glitter, and then I would let that dry, and then I would do the next section. Here has her little bows. This one here has the Christmas balls around her neck with some garland and tinsel. So that's a nice way for you to do something, different things in your journals or your scrapbook pages. I have a little box here that these are leftovers from when I was going to continue to do the garlands. Here's a Santa, and you can see I just did glitter on his mustache and his eyebrows. These are ones that I've copied, but I have not cut out yet. I do have another folder, which I don't need to get out to show you, but I have a lot of images such as this that are already glittered up. Now, another one, I'll show you some different style cards. Again, this card here is, I just love this card with the angels. But again, it's very yellowish. It's old. It doesn't say what year this is, but it's aged. And I wanted something a little brighter, pinker. So I just played with the colors. I lightened it and brightened it. This I'll be using as well in the journal, which is just very, very sweet images. I may do some glittering. And then here's some other cards that I have in my collection that you could very easily photocopy, and then you could just fussy cut out and around. This is to Guy from Santa Claus. This is 1926. So this I would use in my, once I made a photocopy of it and I bring it over and put it on my computer, this I would put probably in one of my journals. Here's another sweet little image that would be very easy to manipulate. This image here, this is a beautiful card. I haven't even taken it out of the wrapper, but that would be really, really pretty. This would make a really pretty tag as well. Just a nice tall tag for your journal. And I do love Santas, so I have a lot of Santa cards that I've purchased. This came out of a scrapbook that I've purchased over the years. He would be fun to copy and cut. I have a pretty bell here. And then once you get done doing whatever you want to do with the front, you can actually put this card in your junk journal. This one here, I have done this one before, and I've glittered her all up, and this came out really, really cute for one of the pennants on the banners I made. Bells, I love bells. So that would be really pretty. This is a nice candle and holly one. And again, it's nice because you can manipulate these and you can make them smaller. If you're doing a scrapbook page, a 12 by 12, you could, put this right onto an 8.5 by 11. You could do it in the horizontal position, and this could go right on the bottom of your scrapbook page. Here's some more balls, some retro balls. This girl I've used, Claire over at Vintage Shiny Bright. She was one of my first customers, and I used this image on her banner. She makes amazing wreaths, retro vintage wreaths. And I've purchased quite a few from her. And she was doing a show, and she commissioned me to make a banner for the front of her sign. And I used her, and she just was so pretty. And then another Santa. So there's a lot of Christmas cards that, if you go to an estate sale or you see scrapbooks, don't think you can't use them, because you can. Here's some carolers. That would be very pretty. This would make a very pretty tag. And then this would be really pretty, to make some ephemera with that on a card or a pocket. So that's an idea for you. So today we are going to play with these images here. And these are from a greeting card that I copied and I cut out. And these, I'm not going to glitter these because I have my glitter trees that I cut out, and I think they'll add enough to the page. So I want to show you my thought on this center spread here. I'm not doing anything with the string here because I don't know if I'm going to how I'm going to finish this off. So I'm just going to leave this here. So I hope it's not too much of a distraction for you. So this is a pretty flat page. And I want to try to get some depth or pull some pull it out a little bit. So what I did was and this is an Artymaze page. It's part of the kit. So I printed out, and I'm going to show you the other difference too in the coloring. This is on my Canon. Is it Canon or Kodak? I think it's one or the other. I think it's Canon. My photograph paper. This is like for presentations. It's a matte finish. This is just on regular plain paper, okay? So you can see the difference when you print this out on photo paper with a matte setting versus just running it through plain paper, okay? So it can be much brighter if you want it to be without manipulating and playing with the colors. So what I did was I ran this off and I cut out the corner rows up here. And I think I'm going to put some little, what do you call them? Not sticky dots, but the foam. I'm going to put some foam behind there, give it some relief. So I'm going to add these, that one there, and then I snipped a couple leaves here because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use them, but I think I will. They're going to go over here. And then I did the same thing with the lanterns. And I'm going to use 2 here for some relief. This one here, obviously, I can't. I might be able to. I mean, I could. But I have the strings here. But I guess no, I couldn't do it because you have to fold it. So that's why I'm just doing the 2 here. And I think I think it'll look fine. So that's going to give it some relief and a little bit of depth if we raise that up. So the first thing I want to do, and this is where my patients are going to have to really take hold, because I have to glue the back of these trees. But I was playing with this last night, and I thought about adding the trees here like this. And then I wanted to add these two little choir boys here. And then you have the bird in the tree. So I think that would be really cute. And then we have over here the bird that is peeking down his trumpet. And I wanted to most likely put this tree right here, kind of in between them. I think that adds so much more to the page without taking away from, the scene itself. So I think that's where we're going to start. The other thing that I did was I was looking for words, and I do have a lot of words from Mrs. Coggs and from some of the other gals that I have purchased from. But I wanted to have a joy to the world in this here, and I couldn't find anything. So I did go to My Porch Prints, because she always has lovely items, digitals for sale. I couldn't find anything there. So I said, you know what? Why am I racking my brain? I have this beautiful paper that's part of this kit, and you can see it's kind of the muted pink. But again, I wanted something a little bit more sound for the words. So this comes from Andrea's kit as well. And it's got these pretty little snowflakes on it. So I said, I'm just going to go over to Google Docs, and I'm going to type out my phrase, my words, and I'm going to run it. I ran through Andrea's over Artymaze, her paper I just showed you, and then I ran it through again with the words on it. And then I'm going to put that right up there. So I think that'll be nice. So again, like I said, I'm trying my best to just use what I have and not um, keep purchasing new stuff that I may or may not use. Um, and as far as your, if you're handy with a computer and you can manipulate things a little bit, like if you go to Google Docs and you can do your words and, do that. Sometimes it just makes it a little bit nicer. So we'll get this glued up. Sometimes I wonder if it wouldn't be just a little bit easier to get a little dab of glue in a lid top and paint it on. Okay. All right, I think that's good. And I think we'll put that right about there. I didn't really mark it, but that's okay. And I want to get something a little harder on the back side here so I can press that down. Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. And then this one, let's see. This I'm just going to try to measure, maybe put it right in between there. Let's see here. I don't really want that. I think that'll be good. So if I keep that, I'm just going to make a little tiny dot so I know that that's where this branch goes right there. Okay. So I want to thank you for joining in and crafting along with me here. I know this is kind of boring, but we'll get it done. I have one of those little machines that you can run it through. I don't even know what it's called. It's a little blue machine and it has a handle on it. You run it through and it puts all the sticky stuff on the back side. But sometimes the stickiness really gets all over the place. and that's not good either. Okay, and I think now I'm just going to put a little dab on there. I'll put a little dab under here. Okay, and now we can put our little choir boys on. And I think what I'll do is I will go around them just a little bit. Just if I see a little spot where there's just a little tiny bit of white, where maybe I didn't cut. I don't want to put a lot, just enough to blend. Okay. All right, and then we can glue them right down there. Okay. And we'll put them right there like that. A little bird right up in the tree. Okay, so there they are. Sometimes I think the layout and what you want to do is that's what takes the longest. So this here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the, there's my little angel. I think I'm going to add up here in this corner first, because then that way it'll be raised and I can put the tip of the tree up underneath if I have to. And I just lost my little, there we go. See, I lost my little, and this is where I'm not sure if I want to add these leaves. So we had this one. I don't want to rip my paper either. So we have that here. We have this here. And then we have this one. So I'm not quite sure. And they would be added like that. And then this one, I would raise up just a little bit. But I think I will add these because only for the fact that they are the same color. So when I put the rose on, and I'm not going to put these in a relief, I'm going to actually put these flat, the base of this here. There we go. This little one here looks like a banana to me. I think I'll put it right on here. Might be easier. Okay. I'm just going to move that up a little bit. Okay. And now I will take this and I will raise this up just a little bit here. So, and then as you can see, I had to go and put stitching on it so it matched the stitching over here. So let's get some foamies on these here. I'm going to put 2 there. And this one I'm going to kind of have to bring all the way up the side. And I'm going to put a double one here. So if I have that and it comes up through. I think they make this in a roll as well. I don't know. And here I need a little half of one. For here. And then I'll just put a couple here in the middle so it doesn't cave in on me. Okay. I watch other videos and I see girls, a lot of gals doing work such as this or something that's a little time consuming. And lots of times I'll watch videos when I'm ironing because I can just let them play. So I don't mind if they're dabbling around and doing things like this. Some gals speed up their videos. I don't know how to do that. But I always think that I'm boring everybody. I don't often work like this. I'll say, let me, get this done and I'll be back. But today I'm just powering through. So I hope you all are still here and powering through with me. Okay, so this is done. And I'm just letting these strings flow. And I want to try to get this lined up as best. So my head may get in the way here. And I'm sorry about that. There we go. So see, this just adds a little bit of a relief there. You can kind of see where it's, and if you wanted to, you could also do another one, and then you could do, say, this section of the rose right here. You could do another layer on top of that, but I'm going to do just the one, and I think that just adds a nice little, and then I can put that right up through there. We're going to move this tree over a little bit. And of course, I want to move it to a section where there's a dot. Maybe we can put it, maybe it just needs to come over a little bit more. Yeah, maybe right about there. So I'm going to take my pencil again and I'm going to mark it. So like right here and right there. Okay. All right. So I hope everybody's doing well. I didn't have a very good morning. I know everybody's really in the mood for Christmas. I'm not. I don't know if it's the weather. I was up at 5 this morning. My husband's been out of town. So when he's out of town, Bella and Daisy hang out with me in my room, in our room. And little Daisy's had, I knew she had a UTI because every time I took her for a walk, she'd have to stop and piddle every 5 minutes. She'd want to stop. And I said, oh boy. So yesterday she piddled in the house. You know, it wasn't her fault. So this morning I got up at 5. I knew I had to bring a urine sample to the vet. So I'm up at 5 o'clock because Belle woke me up licking her chops and she was being noisy. So I says, come on, girls, let's just get up. So I had to leave the house. I had a meeting. I was supposed to meet with one of our employees at 8:15 this morning over at the office. And so I said, let me just get down to the vet. The vet is about 20 minutes away from me. So I leave in my car. I have an Audi SUV. And I left the house. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. And I no sooner got on the interstate, and there was 3 cars ahead of me and a truck, a small, like a Ford Ranger. And I'm tooling along, and all of a sudden I hear a big bang. Oh, gosh. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And a rock came up and hit my windshield. So I've got a big spider. Looks like a big snowflake. Well, that didn't start off real well. So I knew I'd have to take care of that when I came home. Then I get to the office at 8 o'clock, 10 after 8 for the meeting, and the person we were supposed to meet didn't come in today. So I said, oh well, I'll just go home and put some Kahlua in my coffee. No, I didn't do that. I felt like it. And I said, well, I'll decorate. Well, all I got was the tree skirt under the tree. And I think I got out 2 small decorative crystal pieces to put on my mantle. And I'm just not in the mood. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if it's the weather. We're having warm weather, a lot of rain. I don't know. So I hope the spirit moves me pretty soon to do something festive. Otherwise, my family's going to be in a whole heap of trouble because nothing's going to be decorated. Okay, come on, little birdie. I'm not sure if he's looking at the bird or if he's looking at his brother, because if that's his brother annoying him with the trumpet to bring the bird, look at his little eyes. This one, I think that about sums it up with I think he's a little annoyed. I think that's good. Put a little dab here. Okay. All right, so that is down. That is down and done. Isn't that cute? I think that's cute. So now we have our two little lanterns, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'll be putting the lanterns using some little foam squares to raise them up a little bit. And that'll add a little relief to them, be cute on the page. Okay. So this is just something a little different, like I said, that you can do. It's not your normal, you know, digital kits, or again, you know, just try to use up. I want to make sure I have the right one here. Just try to use up what you have, and do what you like. Yeah, that's cute. That just adds a little bit of relief. And because it's a little bit darker too, it's a little bit more of a focus on them. And you can never have too many foam squares. There, that's cute. And you can just kind of see that there's just a little relief there. And again, if you want to take it to the next step, you could run a second one, and then you could just add, you could make the little lantern tops. You could do another, a second or third dimension on there just to add a little bit more. And then we have our Joy to the World, which I think we're going to put up here. And I think I might even, I think I will put some pop dots behind that instead of laying it flat down. I think the pop dots will be fun on that as well. So and we'll just do one more. We'll do 4 on here. So I want to thank you for sticking around if you did watch the whole video here. I appreciate it. It's just one of those where you could grab a cup of coffee, and I think we'll put it right about here. I think that'll be good. There. So there, I'm going to take this out. So there is our center page in the journal. I think it really came out cute. And I do like the idea of just having a little bit of relief here and raising it up just a tad. Makes it's not so flat. We've got our glitter and our sweet little choir boys. So yeah, so if you like this video today, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up, and we will continue to work on this, and I will see you down the road. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.